Yeah. So, sir, I saw your bass is the Yamaha Attitude Series. So, how was it? How did you start with this? I mean, your pickups are totally different than the regular basses we have around.
Well, I started when I began. There was a bass player I really loved. His name was Paul Samwell Smith. He played with a
Mhm.
band called the Yardbirds, early English rock band from the '60s.
Mhm.
Their biggest hit song was a song called "I'm a Man," and he played an Epiphone Rivoli bass,
Oh.
and the Epiphone Rivoli was like a Gibson EBO. Epiphone and Gibson almost, I think they came from the same factory,
Mhm.
and it had a big giant pickup here, big chrome plated pickup,
Yes,
and a
yes.
super deep low end. It sounded amazing. I love the sound of that bass, but it was a short scale bass. It went
Oh.
a long scale like a Fender. And
Mhm.
that I saw, everybody had a Fender P bass, so I knew that was probably the bass. And the pickup sounded great, but it didn't sound like that. It sounded a different sound. So I got my P bass and I loved it. And I thought, well, there's a space here. Couldn't I just put the other pickup in there? And so
Uh,
I don't even remember how I got it. I wrote to Gibson and they sent me a EBO pickup. I
oh.
put it in there. I didn't know how to wire the two uh, pickups to one
Together.
output.
Mhm.
So I made a second output for this pickup.
Yes,
Then I
yes.
chords and plug it into two channels of
Amazing.
my Fender Super Bassman amp. That was my first amp that I got. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Later on, when I had enough money to get a second amp, I would put the low into the big amp and the more high frequency sound into a smaller amp. And,
Mhm.
and that's how I started playing for years and years and years. So uh, I played in a three-piece band for many years. So
Wow.
there's no rhythm guitar player or keyboard. So the fact that I had two pickups, super deep low end, and a lot more harmonics and uh, treble tone from this pickup, it's
Yes.
bigger. And so we didn't need a rhythm guitar player or keyboard player because we had a lot of sound coming out of the bass, which helped us because there were only three of us, and
Mhm.
we didn't have to hire another guy. So we could split the money three ways instead of four ways. It was better for us when we were beginning.
Yes. Get it.
So if the band makes $100, that means we all get $33.
$33.
As we only
Yes.
get $25. So these were in the early days. These were important things. So if you want, I'll show you the original.
Oh, I
Is
surely
Beck
love to see, sir.
is Beck me behind me here? So this is the bass that I did all that on. This is the original
Oh,
that I
the
bought in
large
about
bass.
1969, I
Oh,
think. And that's the EBO pickup.
the first one which you got from Gibson, right?
Yeah, that's the same one right now.
Amazing.
And of course, it's been through a lot of thousands of shows. So
Wow.
there's no finish on it anymore, and it's beat up. I changed the neck. I put a
Hmm.
Telecaster neck on the Telecaster. You can see there, up there, the headstock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I put the Telecaster neck on because I saw another great bass player, Tim Bogert,
Mm.
from the Vanilla Fudge. He played with Beck, Bogert, and Appice. Jeff Beck, Tim Bogert, and Carmine Appice. And he had
Hmm.
a Telecaster neck on his bass. So I thought,
Okay.
I so I bought a Telecaster bass and put the neck on mine. And the previous original neck was rosewood. Looks nice.
Rosewood.
Became used to the Telecaster, and I really like it. So
Hmm.
on all the new Attitude basses, this it's the same dimensions. We measured this exactly, and that's what's on the Attitude bass. And
Wow.
also it's maple neck, just like the Attitude bass also.
Wow.
So that's how all that began. And my friend Joe, he took me to the music store to buy this bass at one
Oh,
music store in Buffalo, and So he's, like I said, he's still my friend, and we still talk a lot. And but this is the original. I don't take it out anymore. If we do maybe a Talus tour, I may take it with me. If there's ever a David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile reunion, I'll take this with me. But right now, it stays here in my home, and it's been on the cover of many magazines, and articles have been done about this. It's a pretty interesting bass, and it's still salty from so much sweat. It's soaked in. And I put stickers on, skateboard stickers, to stop the water, the sweat from going in the wood.
Oh.
But I used to skate when I was very young. These are famous stickers for different skateboard companies.
Oh.
But when I was a kid, I was way early in the 60s skateboarding, before we had the modern day skateboards that have better wheels on them. We had metal, we had steel wheels on our skateboards. Yeah, that's funny. So that's
that would be so tough.
And so now I play mostly the Attitude Bass. There's a new one. I'll get that for you.
Oh.
To pay tribute to the original, we made an Attitude Bass in the same color of my P bass, original color, with the same pick guard. Yes. A little different, but we did it in chrome, so it looked like it. And this part here is chrome. And,
that's chrome. Yes.
These are very new DiMarzio pickups. It's a new, it's a whole new technology, and they're rounded off to fit with the neck. And they're not on the market yet. They come very soon. But this
they're not in the market yet?
Say again?
They're not in the market yet, these basses?
No, very soon. I think as soon as the whole virus thing is over, they will be.
Does it, when you turn the bass, does it have the two bolts on when you turn over the bass? Where the neck joins the body? Oh, yes. That thing, which stops the neck from breaking.
Exactly. Because on that old P bass, even now, if I push it this way, that neck will move a little bit.
Oh.
And back in the day, I put shims and pounded pieces of guitar pick and I had to hold that neck steady. But the Fenders, that's one built-in little problem with the Fender instruments, is they use the wrong screw to screw the body and neck together. No offense to Fender, but it's not really
screws us.
It's not the correct screw, so they move. And but that for almost every player in the world, that's not a problem. And Fender is a great instrument, so it's no trouble. But for me, I do a lot of bending, and
I love that.
Careful with that a little bit. So that's my concern. But that's the for a 30-year anniversary with Yamaha. I've been with them over 30 years. That is going to be the 30-year anniversary special bass. The only problem is they're only making 30 of them. Just 30 of them. Yeah, so everybody's already angry with me that they can't get one. So they're going into production. Pedal tones we got. When you keep one note. So, but I know that in Indian music, it's more of a drone.